Hello YouTube, it's me, it's Michael B. Thank you so much for checking out today's video. And in today's video, well, it looks like we have a potential leak regarding the first products coming from the recently announced Media1Up from John D. Are these products real? Is the leak real? Let's discuss it right after this. So that's right, guys. In today's video, we're talking about this supposed leak from Media1Up, and is it real? But before we get into that, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate the support. If this is your first time to the channel and you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe. Click the bell for notifications. All that YouTube stuff. So unless you're living under a rock, a big announcement came out this past Monday from John D, who used to work at Arcade1Up, announcing his new business venture, Media1Up. And a lot of speculation started to happen on exactly what this company is. Are they coming out with cabinets like Arcade1Up? Are they going to work with other companies to make cabinets? Only time would tell. Well, we had a big stream on Monday talking about the information that was given to us from John D directly about his new company and what he planned to do. There were some teasers thrown out in that show as well, including some teasers in the video that I just showed for cabs or potential products that John D could be working on through Media1Up, as well as there were some teasers given out during the show from different things John said, such as, "I'm going to take you for a ride." So earlier today, I got a message from my buddy 19K Fox, who was actually on that video with me, telling me that another YouTuber had made a video indicating he had a leaked image of the first two products possibly coming out from this company, Media1Up. And here you can see it on screen. It says, "Are you ready? Go. Prepare to strike now. Available Q3 2025. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and as you can see it's a pretty plain design. One thing that sticks out immediately is if you take a look at this cabinet, that's a widescreen monitor in there. That's not your typical 4x3. That looks like it's more of a widescreen monitor. I could be wrong, but that kind of throws me off a little bit on the monitor side. Looks very similar to the Arcade1Up Deluxe cab. It says it's going to have X-Men Children of the Atom, Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Then on the other side, it looks like we're getting a Street Fighter 3 cabinet. Again, the monitor kind of gives me a little bit of pause on this. It's kind of long. Looks like it's going to have Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter Third Strike Second, Street Fighter Third Strike, and then Red Earth on the cabinet. That's what's being proposed. Then if you go down, it says special features, light up marquee, 19-inch HD monitor, hap-style joysticks and buttons. And then on the bottom you can see Media1Up. Now, I don't know if I can read this. All products are, just a disclaimer saying this is not the final product. So anyways, this is the flyer that went out. Let's talk about it a little. In terms of the products that they're advertising here, yeah, this is very on brand with John D. I would say that this is potentially something John would champion. These are definitely games he's interested. I know he was very interested in bringing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to Arcade1Up. I know Third Strike is a game that he's very passionate about. So in terms of probability, these absolutely could be products that John's working on. So, I mean, it seems probable. And the design, I mean, yeah, it looks good. It doesn't really say how big the cabinets are. It looks like 19-inch screens. So, I mean, I guess you could assume they're XL, but does it say how big the cabinets are? It's a little hard to read. The image is a little bit blurry, so I don't know how big the cabinets are, but I can't tell if they're 3/4 or XL, but yeah, I don't have much to comment on other than 19 inches, and yeah, there they are. One thing I will say, what I find a little bit strange about this is the quality of the pamphlet. This is not exactly a very professional professional job. Like the pamphlet itself looks like something someone just printed off on their printer at home. Like, it's not very professional. If you've ever seen like the pictures Arcade 1Up have put out to try to sell their products, like you go back to that leaked image of the Alien vs. Predator cab, usually there's a lot more art going on and it's a lot more well placed. So that gives me a little bit of pause on it as well there. But I mean, technically, who knows? I don't know everything, but I would assume that it would be more polished. If this is real, John, you should probably hire a graphic designer to help you with your flyers that you're going to hand out at media conventions or, in emails to do advertising, because this looks like shit. The other thing is the cabinets, they look exactly like the Arcade 1Up Dynamo cab that they put out. Which, is not bad looking. I like the fact that, they're not doing anything that isn't arcade accurate. Like, obviously, they just put the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 sticker on there. They just put the third fight sticker on there. As you know, Arcade 1Up go above and beyond and sometimes do more than they need to do. Like, when they did the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 side art, they took the PlayStation 2 graphic and stuck that on the side. So, yeah, I mean, so far, like, even the coin door is, like, pretty much an exact ripoff of the Arcade 1Up coin door. So, it's either John's company is not trying to do anything new, or someone basically just modified these. This is a fake using, like, an Arcade 1Up build to base it off. That would be my guess. But yeah, anyways, that's the images. Are they real? Are they not? I mean, it's absolutely probable, especially if you go back to the video that we did and the comments John was making. He said, we're going to take you for a ride. In the video, we talked about John doing something Street Fighter related. So, I mean, it's on par with everything we've heard, so it could be possible. It's just, it looks so ham-fisted. Yeah, it's questionable. So I figured I could sit here and speculate, or, since I have access, I could ask the man himself. And I did reach out to John D and said, John, is this real? And John unequivocally said, nah, that's hella fake. That's exactly what he said. He said, those cabinets are ugly. Do you really think I'd make something that would look like that? So that's John's response. Whether or not you want to believe him, that's entirely up to you. But I keep going back to these images. It seems really, really poor quality, in my opinion. Specifically, the ad. The other thing, too, is these are very on brand with John, but there's a couple things that, if they are real, it kind of concerns me. I mean, Third Strike is new. That's something the community hasn't seen before. But, I mean, we've all seen Marvel vs. Capcom before. I mean, that's nothing new. The Arcade 1Up has done it multiple times. So if they're going to do it, they would have to do something special and, have netcode rollback in there. Make sure the online is done right compared to Arcade 1Up and what they produced. Plus, I mean, with the recent announcement of the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, you would assume that this isn't necessarily a smart business move to come right out of the gate and base your first cabinet that you're going to charge X amount of dollars on in competition, really, with the console port of the Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection. So the timing just seems off. I'm not saying John wouldn't do it. I wouldn't understand it. It seems like a bad business maneuver when this is going to be coming out in the next couple months and readily available for so many people there. We've already done a video questioning whether or not Arcade 1Up lost their competitive advantage with Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection coming to consoles. It definitely isn't just Arcade 1Up. Any arcade company making a Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet right now have lost that competitive advantage. I mean, sure, you want to play it on a cabinet, but fighting game fans are different. I don't know. So a couple other things here. One, it says available Q3 2025. So if this is real, that's a long wait time, man. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be waiting that long for new products to be coming out. I mean, it's been a lean couple of years in the home arcade space. And I mean, if you're going to make people wait that long, interest is probably going to be dried up by then. So, I mean, I find the timing, you know, concerning for me as an enthusiast, and I think the community, it's too far out. Like, we need something relatively soon. We understand 2025, but Q3 is a long way off. On top of that, the only other thing I really wanted to mention there is also, I'm not the biggest fighting game fan, so, I mean, there's one title we've already seen before, albeit not in an XL, and if this is an XL, which the 19-inch screen implies, that could be exciting. Third Strike is a game I'm not familiar with at all. I'm excited for something new. I'm excited for the fans of that, but, I mean, I'm more hoping that somebody's going to come out and make recreations of arcade cabinets and do more like 80s recreations. Do some really cool, beautiful looking cabinets. And this doesn't hit the mark for me. I mean, this isn't my cup of tea at all. But some people might be excited for it. So, yeah, that's everything I can take from this supposed image. Is it real or not? John D says it isn't. It is very on brand with John D. I mean, this is the shit he likes, so it could be probable. I don't know. The man himself says no, but, you know, there is a lot of things pointing to it could be something very similar to this if it's not this directly. So you make up your mind for yourself, right, guys? So anyways, guys, that's my thoughts on this leaked flyer for Media1Up, or supposed leaked flyer. I mean, it is very on par with John D. It makes a lot of sense. These are definitely the type of games he would like to make. A lot of the things he's talked about, including the 19-inch screen, bringing a new Street Fighter game to the market, is something we've talked about before that John has always been interested in doing, even back with Arcade1Up and that leak list from last year that he put out there. He did mention on our stream, I'm going to take you for a ride, which led to speculation about Marvel vs. Capcom. So, you know, this is very probable. These are very easy cues that could lead you to think, yes, this is something John D is doing. But there's also a lot of negatives about it. I mean, the quality of the actual pamphlet being put out there is very Bush League. It's so below the standards of Arcade1Up. I can't imagine John, who does graphic design himself, would have put something out like this. The cabinets themselves do look a little bit fake because, I mean, they have the exact same coin door as the Arcade1Up. Like, it's pretty much point for point. That's an Arcade1Up coin door. It looks very much like an HS5, and then on top of that, the screens look more widescreen than they do 4x3, so I've got some questions about that too. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I gotta leave this one up to you. I mean, it makes sense, but it also doesn't make sense. So let me know in the comments down below, do you think this leak from Media1Up is real? Do you think this is a real flyer, and these are the first two products coming out from the company? Or do you believe John, who said himself, hell no, this is not my product, I didn't make these? And do you think these are fake? Let me know, guys, down in the comments below. And once again, thank you so very much for watching. This is MichaelBtheGameGenie, and I'll talk to you next time.